spiritual homies. This is Tarot with Kittens, Weights, and Tarot, bringing you a deck review of Scott Alexander King's Creature Teacher Animal Wisdom for All Ages cards. This is something that I saw at my local metaphysical shop. It is, well, it's Amethyst. Amethyst Moon is the metaphysical shop I like to frequent. There are others, but that's the one that is closest to me. And I stopped in, I think, for incense, and I left with incense, a couple of stones, and a deck of cards. I mean, you know, it happens. And this was the deck of cards I left with, and it was saran wrapped, or it was wrapped, saran wrapped. It was wrapped, so I couldn't actually see all the cards. I mean, there's an example of them on the back, but sometimes I wish you could just like hold and see the cards. And I know some places do that, but not this place. So I just kind of had to go with my gut feeling. Like, I know it says it's for kids, but I'm gonna go ahead and get it. And I'm really glad I did. And maybe as you're looking at this, it may or may not resonate with you, but it was something that I was really into. Okay, so let's take a look at the box. It's a nice, sturdy box. Okay, and it opens up like this. It's got the magnetic closure. And let me take the cards out. So these are round cards. And I noticed that I have a harder time shuffling round cards, but whatever, that's my problem. So this is the inside of the box here. It says, the sky is round, and I have heard the earth is round like a ball, or so are all the stars. The wind in its greatest power whirls. Birds make their nests in circles, for theirs is the same religion as ours. The sun comes forth and goes down again in a circle. The moon does the same, and both are round. Even the seasons form a great circle in their changing, and always come back again to where they were. The life of a man is a circle from childhood, and so it is in everything where power moves. And that is by Black Elk, elder of the Oglala Sioux people. So very pretty. Okay, so let's take a look at the book first. Nice shiny book here by Scott Alexander King. And just some matty black and white pages, but you got your table of contents. And nice little foreword. I like a letter from the Earth Mother to the children of the world. And I know that it's to a kid, but I don't know. For me, I've always kind of felt like a kid. You know, I'm a forever kid. So it's like a grown-up talking to me, and I get to be my little 6-year-old self. And this just really appeals to my younger self. So it tells you why the cards are round. And some possible spreads that you can do. Okay, so let's say that you pull the bear, and it says, I can speak to Dad, and that's what's actually written on the card. It'll tell you a little bit about grizzly bears and the creatures that you see in the image. And, you know, it actually tells you quite a bit. So, you know, just kind of flip through here. Oops. Let me go back to the fox. Aw. It's just so sweet. It's so childlike, and not childish, but childlike and warm and loving, and that's what I get from this deck. Okay, so these are the backs of your round cards. You got kind of what looks like a snail or slug, kind of in this beautiful, beautiful rounded art. Okay, so let's say as you're looking at these pictures where it says, I am proud to be me, you know, or you see, I can ask Dad, you know, and let's say you're an adult that has these, you know, I look at it more intuitively, and I try to see beyond. Like, I can ask dad. Maybe that means I need to connect with a masculine energy, be it somebody here on earth or in another dimension, maybe an archangel, a male archangel, or, well, I know they don't really have genders, but when we have assigned gender to, archangels, it could be a saint, something like that. So, very simple messages, but just looking at the pictures, you can get something from your intuition. And I like this one because I had a Maltese, and my Maltese, whenever we took her to the groomer, looked just like that. So simple, yet, I learned from my mistakes. Just because we grow up doesn't mean that we don't still make mistakes. It doesn't mean that we still don't need this type of message. Sometimes we think that when you grow up, you can't like certain things anymore. You can't do certain things anymore. You can't think certain ways anymore. And it's just not true. I mean, we're children forever. We're always learning. We're always in school. Maybe you're not sitting in a classroom anymore. Maybe you are. But you're always evolving. You're a kid forever. You're not 3 feet tall anymore. Maybe you're 5 or 6 feet tall, or hey, maybe some of you are 7. But that doesn't change anything. So yeah, just something about this. And the cardstock is really thick, by the way, so you're not going to jack up your cards. And I think that's good for maybe younger kids too, so they're not going to mess up their cards if you get them this deck. And it has a very gentle energy to it, so maybe those of you that are thinking of getting a deck for your kids and you want to start them off with something gentle, I think this would be good. Oh, I keep promises. I am courageous. Oops, sorry about that. That was the sheep. I don't need to follow blindly. Gotcha, kangaroo. I always say thank you. That's something that we instill in kids, is to have manners, have respect for your elders. And yet you often see a lot of older people who do not respect their elders, and they lose their manners. Like a simple thank you, or excuse me, or you look lovely today, ma'am, or miss, or sir, mister. In my classroom and at my house, I have a lot of Hello Kitty, and sometimes my students and sometimes my dad is like, that's kid stuff. Why do you have that? Or the kids at school are like, why do you have that? That's like for little kids. And I'm like, well, just because I grew up doesn't mean I can't like that kind of stuff anymore. And besides, I'm like, Hello Kitty is a positive influence. She's about eating your fruits and veggies and making friends with other species and going to school and learning and reading books. I mean, that's a good role model to me. I mean, why would I stop liking something like that? And that's a beautiful one. I look after Mother Earth. Ta-da! There you go. That is the Creature Teacher Oracle cards. So, I don't know. I haven't seen any reviews of this online, so I don't know. Mine might be the first one. So, if you really liked this, then please give it a thumbs up. Click subscribe if you would like to use this in a reading. When you are booking the reading with me, do that on when you are booking the reading, and check out the links down below for that information. And otherwise, I'll catch you guys later. And peace, love, and chicken grease. Peace out.